Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
you breaking up a little bit.
Uh-oh, give me 1 second. Let's see. Am I still breaking up?
It's better. It's better.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
Happy Monday.
Happy mental
It's
health
I can't hear you.
Monday. You can't hear me?
It's super it's like super delayed. I don't know if it's just me, if anybody could mention it at the comment. Is it me? Can y'all hear? Is it
Well,
delayed? Well,
here
my
I'll
end is super delayed.
I'll come out and then I'm gonna log
Okay.
back on. Okay.
Okay. Hi everyone. We're waiting for Dr. Hill to log back on. Dr. Hill will be on in a second, and then we'll get straight to it. We're having technical difficulties, so please bear with us.
Hey,
That's better, at least on my end.
it's better?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, let us know if it's breaking up. I'm not sure what's going on. I've been working all day, so maybe my Wi-Fi is like, girl, we tired. It's time to cut it. It's time to end it.
Girl, who are you telling? Yes, but we
Listen,
made it. We here. Happy Monday to everyone
yes.
joining.
Happy Mental
Let's
Health Monday.
Yes. Hi, Brittany. I love Brittany. Okay,
Yes.
so let's get straight to it. So those of you who are new to us, if you don't know, we have this first of the month every first of the month Mondays, and we have topics that we think. Well, people actually come to us with these topics, or we see trending topics. So it goes
Yes.
either way.
Or
And we
topics with
have
our clients.
yes, and then we have these topics, and we give our personal and professional thoughts. But saying that to say, this is not a counseling session. Yes, we are professional counselors, we are licensed therapists, but this is not a counseling session. So do not put this on the paper and say you went to counseling with Steps
Please
Counseling
don't.
from
Don't lie on us.
9 and think we're going to sign off or something, because that is not
Right.
the truth.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
But I am Dr. Jones, and this is my bond partner, Dr. Hill.
Hey,
And
everyone.
tonight we'll be discussing PTSD in a relationship.
Yes, yes. I am excited about this topic. I'm so excited, especially, this is something that a lot of people can relate to, but I've noticed in social media culture, it's this new thing with like, if it ain't toxic, I don't want it. So I'm excited to really talk about that.
Did you see me roll my eyes?
Yes, yes. And please, you guys, as Dr. Jones and I are talking, please comment down below. This is a open, collaborative.
Yes.
We're all coming together, just really talking about this. So please add your input on this, because I know I'm not the only one that has seen on social media this whole like, if it ain't toxic, I don't want it. He too nice. I need something toxic. So I'm glad we're digging in on this. So we're gonna jump right on in.
Where do we begin with that, though? It's like,
Right. So what are your thoughts? How do you think toxic relationships can impact a person?
it can. Like, it's
Yeah.
something. I'm going to be honest. It's very rare. Let me not say very rare. It could go either ways, right? A
Mm-hmm.
toxic relationship, you could leave one and then say, I don't want it. I don't want any parts of this. I will not stand for it. The next one will be complete opposite.
Yeah.
However, to get there, most times you have to, that's a major transition.
All
So
right.
soul searching, some mental health exercises, a lot of different things to get there in most cases. And I can't say from everyone, but I've seen it. I've dealt with that personally. I've seen it with my friends and I've seen it with my clients. Most times it's difficult. Every now and then you have someone that could switch it on and switch it off. Like I learned my
Mm-hmm.
never again. But in
Mm-hmm.
most cases, it has a negative impact. And it's like, for me personally, when I was in a toxic relationship, I lost who I was, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
starting the date all over again, it was a lot. The
Mm-hmm.
littlest thing was like annoyed, like no, I actually almost my significant other is going on 6 years. I actually was not going to date him because the one I was in a relationship with for toxic relationship, there was 5 days apart, and it was a
Same
long
sign, same
and it
zodiac.
was a
Oh
long
man.
relationship, and I said, "Oh no, this not gonna work." And I almost lost, the love of my life because of the toxic relationship and just trying to put them in this. And then, and he even had to tell me a couple of times, like, "Listen, I am not him. Stop this, stop that." And I think
Yeah.
patience, because I would have lost a great man. So I had to really check myself, even though I
Yeah.
think a lot better than because if you feed got me right after, we probably wouldn't have been in a relationship. But it's little things that I did do that it was like, oh yeah, I need
Mm-hmm.
to check myself. So to answer your question, and I felt like when I was in it, like I felt like I was trying to prove my love. I wanted to be the ride or die,
Yeah.
all. And sometimes it worked for people, right? Some people change and then whatever. That just wasn't my case, and I'm so happy that wasn't my case. But it's a lot. But to still see people, and I was, and I don't judge anybody yet, age and stuff, but it's sometimes heartbreaking when I see people like in their 30s and 40s. It's like, I'm not judging them, but at the same time, it's kind of like, can you blame them? Because do they know any better?
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't
Mm-hmm.
know because that's,
Mm-hmm.
their mother and father may have been in a toxic relationship. They
Yeah.
toxic relationship. It's so many people probably in a toxic relationship. So what good examples do they really have?
Right.
I know I just went on a
Right.
whole spew. I'm sorry.
No, I think you really hit on something. I'm so glad that you brought up because toxic relationships doesn't necessarily have to mean you've been in one to
hmm
experience that PTSD. I think for
mm
me, I wasn't necessarily in one. However, growing up, I did view toxic relationships in a close proximity. And I think for me, that did have me growing up with a type of PTSD when it comes to toxicity.
mm
Whereas, like, I grew up with trust issues. Where like, you ain't really who you say you are, or I know how men operate, or you know what, let me have one up because I just don't trust it. And it really took my husband to really like love me past that and like really like, no, he's a really good man. Like,
But take patience from your husband.
yeah, it's a really good man. Like, I have a really good man. And so I'm so glad you brought that up because this hits on a lot of things where like sometimes people can be like, oh, this is just how he and I operate. But you have no idea that even though you have become conditioned to how you guys operate, what are your kids seeing? Because they can grow up with that PTSD. You might be fine, like this is just what I like, this is how we rock. But your kids can also carry that on to where it impacts them. So I know for me, for a while, I was like, I'm cool with not getting married. It took us a while to get married. Like I was cool with it because I'm like, no, we good. We solid here. We don't even got to take it there. But
Right,
it took
right.
for healing and real love for me to go there. So with toxic relationships, it can impact your kids for sure. But so I
hmm
want to say that on a personal note, I know for friendships, I've seen it from two sides. I've seen it one side where it gives you like these trust issues
hmm
and like you end up emotionally dumping on your new partner. So I've seen
hmm
that part, but I've also seen where people have been in toxic relationships and they almost continue the pattern because that's what they're used to. And really, you're just trauma bonding with more
Mm,
people.
mm,
It's not no compatibility. It's just your traumas connect.
mm-hmm.
So I
So
think
you
both
said
sides.
quite a few things. Yes. First thing, I don't think a lot of people realize how someone else's relationship can impact you. So I'm so happy,
Mm-hmm.
you brought that up. So it's like if you are raised in a certain household and see certain things, if you're around certain friends and you become a middleman, it's like so many different things. Like you start comparing your relationship sometimes. You start assuming
Mm-hmm.
that all women are the same. You sometimes become emotionally drained. Like it's so,
Or
you
start
know what?
mirroring the behaviors.
Yeah, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, of course we realize it when we're talking to our clients and you point it out, but then like you talking and we're having a personal conversation, it kind of brought me back to so many other people relationships from childhood to now. It's like,
Right.
yikes. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like,
Right. Like remember growing up, and this is for like the people in the audience too. So please chime in, y'all. We want to hear what y'all feel about this. But y'all remember like growing up and it would be like an auntie and an uncle that would fight and you'd be like as a kid, you already knew that he cheated on her and have a baby with somebody else. And it's like,
mm,
as a kid, why do I know this?
right.
Why why do I but it was toxic. But what could that have done to us knowing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then at the same time, it's like I would love to hear so many different people. Like I would love this was like a panel conversation where people views on what toxic, excuse me, mean to them. Because some people don't think
Mm-hmm.
relationship, and you be looking like, I
Yeah.
be the one to break the bad news to you, but this is not healthy. So,
No.
and it's no
No.
middle. I'm telling you, as a counselor, it's no middle. It's either unhealthy or healthy. If it's unhealthy, it's
Right.
usually, you know what I mean? So,
Right.
because it's so normal, it's not toxic. It's like you said, it is what it is. So the question is, when do a person need to know enough is enough?
Mm.
If if it's like, how do they
When,
find
yeah.
out if this is their normal?
If right, if it's toxic, if it's really toxic, and this is the part where I would definitely say this is where you guys say yes to counseling.
Yep.
Say yes to counseling. And this is actually, I just got out of a session with a client that is in a toxic relationship, and I got to make sure, I got to filter it. Along the lines, basically, it was a situation where their spouse wants them to share all of their therapy sessions with them. And the client was like, well, I don't want to, he's going to know that we talked about him tonight because I might pause when he asked me to share what I've talked about. And I had to help break that down to her that that wasn't healthy. Like
Right.
you are entitled to your privacy. And I even had to be transparent in that session of like, listen, I'm a therapist with a therapist and I don't share my therapy sessions with my husband. That's
Right.
not healthy. And the fact that you're afraid that he might find out that you shared about your relationship in counseling, that's not healthy. So a lot of times just getting that unbiased opinion. And so if therapy, if you feel like, I don't want to go all the way to therapy, talk to a healthy friend. And when
Mm-hmm.
I say a healthy friend, don't talk to a friend that you know is messy or really isn't for your relationship because you got to practice that discernment. Talk to someone that will really say like, "Hey, I don't think this is healthy," or a friend that will actually hold you accountable like, I don't think it's them, I think it's you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Somebody just said he needs to see y'all himself. It sounds like he definitely needs to
Oh
see.
yeah. Oh yeah, that was the homework. That was the homework. He need to go into therapy if you want to make this work. Definitely for sure.
But you know what? While you were talking, I also thought about. I think we need to clarify what may be toxic because I don't
Hmm.
want people to think, okay, you're not supposed to get in a disagreement with your spouse. Like this is reality, right? So we're not
Right.
saying toxic is you guys had a disagreement. Like there's ways of having healthy disagreements, right? Like y'all should not be calling each other all different types of names and your mom
No.
and everybody. I'm not saying all toxic relationships have to end, because you may go through a period of time and sometimes people get lost in a relationship. It's different things. So I don't want people to think like, I had an argument with my man or my woman last night. I'm about to